Hi, my name is John Fulweiler. I'm a maritime lawyer here in Newport, Rhode Island. I practice up and down the East and Gulf Coasts. I'm licensed in a lot of jurisdictions, including Arkansas, and I'll tell you about that sometime. But today, we're talking about how to hire a maritime lawyer. Some of the thoughts you should give to hiring a maritime lawyer. How you go about it. Watch the video and you'll see what I have to say. For whatever reason, you have decided you need to hire a maritime lawyer or an Admiralty lawyer. I use those terms interchangeably. No one's ever really explained to me the difference between those terms after almost 20 years of practice. So if I use it interchangeably today, I mean the same thing. Someone that practices maritime law. And that's my first point. When you go about trying to figure out who to hire, make sure you're hiring a lawyer that actually practices maritime law. It's been my experience that there are a fair number of lawyers out there who do insurance defense work, so they'll pull out their captain's hat and put it on to handle a maritime case, but they're also handling other litigation. And they might be great litigators, but they're handling nursing home litigation, or they're doing trust and estates, or what have you. The point is, all we do in this office, and there are quite a number of us in the sense of up and down the East and Gulf Coast, around the country, who just practice maritime law. That's what they do. And I would suggest to you that if I was hiring a maritime lawyer, I'd want a maritime lawyer that pretty much does that full time. How do you know if you're hiring a maritime lawyer who actually practices maritime law full time? Well, you might ask, what do you do in the office? What kind of things you have? You look around, keep your eyes open. You see what they're talking about. One of the things you might ask is, are you a member of the Maritime Law Association? I'm holding up here the Maritime Law Association member book, and this is the Maritime Law Association of the United States. I'm a member. I'm a proctor in Admiralty, which is some sort of elevated membership. But point being is, it's been my experience that those who are members of this organization tend to practice or focus on maritime law in a majority of their practice. So the Maritime Law Association. Another way to sort of divine whether you're hiring someone that actually knows something about the maritime law is to say, do they have any boating experience? Do they have a captain's license like this, like I do? Now, this is an old copy of my license, which I still keep. Nowadays they put it in a little passport form, but do they have what's called a merchant mariner credential? Have they operated boats commercially like I have? That might be one other thing. What about their publications in the office, like our catenary, which is our newsletter for the office here? And do they have something like this? Take a look at it. Ask for a copy of the firm's newsletter. Is it talking about nursing home litigation or auto accident litigation, or is it talking about maritime cases, maritime issues and maritime litigation? Have they written any books about maritime issues? I've written a book called A Swim, about a man who fell off a boat and had to swim for 11 hours and survived. We've written other books. One of them is 7 Mistakes That You'll Make in Your Salvage Claim. All good stuff to sort of help you determine whether you're actually hiring someone that practices maritime law. Also, take a look at their business card. What's it say? Mine says, Admiralty Attorney and Counselor at Law. Does their business card say that? Anyway, those are some thoughts when it comes to hiring a maritime lawyer that you should give. You should give some consideration to. Now, one other thing you should keep in mind, and I tell clients this too, and because I tend to be a little bit selective myself. When you hire a maritime lawyer, and I'm talking mostly in the context of litigation, meaning the filing of lawsuits or the defending of lawsuits. I am not talking about hiring a maritime lawyer to do transactional work, but it may apply there as well. But you really want to make sure you get along with this person. You're going to spend, particularly in the litigation setting, a year or more, alongside this person. You're going to spend a lot of time on the phone with this person, a lot of time sort of with your heads together, trying to pick your way through a lot of rotten waters to try to find you a remedy. I mean, that's all we do in this shop is try to find clients remedies. We are, I think, what you could describe as a maritime plaintiffs or claimants shop. We represent claimants. We don't represent marine insurers. And when we engage with a client, when a client retains us, we want them to be as comfortable working with us as we are with them. You know, it's a situation where you might have located a great Admiralty attorney, but you just might not get along with them. And if that's the case, I would suggest you should move on. Find someone you get along with, because it can be a long journey. So those are my two considerations. Make sure you're actually finding someone that practices the maritime law, and then and this probably fits into the hiring of any lawyer, but make sure you get along with them. You know, make sure that this is someone you can tolerate for the next year or so. So those are my considerations. Thanks for watching this video.